Hey guys, today we're going to do an activity with line plots called Find the Goof Up. This is an error analysis activity. We're going to create a line plot using the data below, then use the line plot that we created to decide if each of the following statements are correct or incorrect. If the statement is correct, we're going to prove it. If the statement is incorrect, we're going to tell why and we're going to give the correct answer. The question we're working with is how many siblings do you have? The first thing we need to do is create our line plot, also called a dot plot, and you may use dots or X's, whichever you are more comfortable with. I'm going to move through the data points, crossing off the numbers on the list as I go. So this is what my line plot should look like. Now we're going to move on to looking at some of the statements that we're going to evaluate. The first statement says the difference in the number of siblings between the person with the most siblings and the least amount is 4. So that word difference is telling me that I'm going to subtract. And I'm going to subtract the most and the least. So I know that the highest number of siblings is 5, and the lowest number of siblings is 0. And when I do the difference, 5 minus 0 is 5. So this statement is incorrect. And the correct answer would be 5. The next statement says the number of siblings with the most X's, or in this case dots, is 1. Well, if I count them, for 0 there's 3, for 1 there's 7, for 2 there's 4, for 3 there's 5, for 4 there's 1, and for 5 there's 1. So number 1, or one sibling, has the most. So this statement is true or correct, because this column has the largest number of dots. The third statement says no one has 4 siblings. The way we can investigate this is to come to the 4 on our number line. If the 4 has a dot or an X above it, then we know that this statement is incorrect. So this statement is incorrect because one person has 4 siblings, because there's one dot above the 4. The fourth statement says there are 20 people who were surveyed. So each of these dots or X's represents a person who was surveyed and an answer given. The easiest way to find out how many people were surveyed is just to count the dots. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So this is incorrect. There are 21 dots. Another way to do this would be to add the frequencies. So the frequency for 0 is 3. The frequency for 1 is 7. The frequency for 2 is 4. The frequency for 3 is 5, for 4 is 1, And the frequency for 5 is also 1. 3 plus 7 is 10. 10 plus 4 is 14. 14 plus 5 is 19. 19 plus 1 is 20. And 20 plus 1 is 21. So there were actually 21 people surveyed. The fifth statement says that the people surveyed have a total of 40 siblings. So there are 3 people that have 0 siblings. So that's 0 plus 0 plus 0 siblings. There are 7 people who have 1 sibling. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So if 7 people have 1 sibling, that's 7 siblings. I also could have said 1 times 7. There are 4 people with 2 siblings. And I also could have said 2 times 4. There are 5 people with 3 siblings. I also could have said 3 times 5. 1 person with 4 siblings. And 1 person with 5 siblings. And I need to add all of these numbers up to get the total number of siblings. So 0 plus 7 plus 8 plus 15 plus 4 plus 5. 0 plus 7 is 7. 7 plus 8 is 15. 15 plus 15 is 30. 30 plus 4 is 34. And 34 plus 5 is 39. So this is incorrect. There are 39 siblings in all. So that was our activity on finding the goof up. We went through and we figured out which statements were true using our dot plot and our interpreting skills.